guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth. I am a 37-year-old attorney living in the DC area with my husband. And I should say at the outset that this is going to be a difficult video to film, but I think it's a really important one to film and put out there. So I'm going to say at the outset that I'm not going to be making any money from this video personally. Any AdSense revenue I get, I will be donating. It's possible that YouTube could demonetize this video given the topic. In that case, I'll just pick a figure that I feel comfortable donating and donate it to a cause related to the topic of this video. But if it's not demonetized, I do plan to at least match whatever AdSense I do get from this video after like a month. And same goes for any affiliate links I have down below. If you feel like using them, I will be donating the revenue from those links. I just want to say that at the outset so that no one gets the misunderstanding that I am trying to profit from anyone else's loss or just a very terrible, tragic situation generally. So with that being said, this video will be a tribute to and in memory of one of the children who was killed in the Uvalde school shooting in Texas a few weeks ago. So like many of you, I'm sure I was very upset by what happened. I forget exactly when the Columbine school shooting was. It was in '99, so I would have been a 8th grader, I believe, at that point. And that was before social media and the internet in general kind of spread things as rapidly. So I was definitely aware of Columbine, but I can't say that it had a direct effect on me in going to school, living so many states away and everything. I think Sandy Hook was in 2012, so I was a full adult by that point. So anyway, I have felt passionately about gun control for a while, but this video is primarily focused on the one of the victims. And the reason why I am kind of focused on this one particular girl who was killed out of the 19 children and 2 teachers that were killed is because she was a Girl Scout, and I saw on Twitter that the Girl Scouts had awarded her the Bronze Cross, which is one of the highest honors in Girl Scouting, and it's awarded for saving or attempting to save the life of another at the risk of the Girl Scouts' own life. So, because this is primarily a beauty channel, and I'll tell you more about this young girl in a moment to kind of celebrate her life and her memory, I thought I could kind of make a video and celebrate her by showing you the Girl Scouts and HipDot collaboration. So I purchased this like PR package with my own money. And I thought I could create a purple eye look because this young girl, purple was her favorite color. I thought I could make a purple eye look using this collection and just share some of the details of her life and try to honor her that way. So I'm trying to do all the like emotional stuff up front before I actually get into any makeup. Obviously I have a bare face right now. So I'm also uploading this hopefully on June 11th, which is the day that they are having various marches across the country, the March for Our Lives nonprofit. So if you're not aware, that was a nonprofit started by survivors of the Parkland High School shooting out of Florida. I mean, how terrible is it that we live in a country where we can't just say the school shooting, we have to specify which school it was. But according to their website, it is a courageous, youth-led movement dedicated to promoting civic engagement, education, and direct action by youth to eliminate the epidemic of gun violence. So I wanted to coincide with that. I'm not taking part in the march, but I did want to kind of participate in my own way. So as I tell you about this young girl, and I did look up how to pronounce her name. I listened to various news stories, so if I'm saying anything incorrectly, I'm not trying to be disrespectful by any means, but I believe her name was Amerie Garza, and I don't know her or her family. I have no connection to them, but I was very touched by this story, and to the extent any of her family or friends come across this video, I just want to say that my heart goes out to you, and I can't even imagine the pain that you are going through. I lost a niece. My brother's first child died as an infant, but I don't think that can even compare. Okay, so I'm trying to keep it together. But I know her parents and others have said that they want the lives of their children to be remembered, and they want them to count for something. So hopefully I'm honoring that by trying to film this video. I didn't think I was gonna cry. My nails, by the way, I did paint orange in honor of the Wear Orange movement. So orange, I think, is kind of recognized as being the kind of color of the gun control movement. This particular color is an old indie polish that I don't think you can get anymore. But okay, so let me try to tell you about her. So, as I said, the Girl Scouts of the United States posthumously bestowed upon Amerie Garza, 10 years old, of Uvalde, Texas, one of the highest honors in Girl Scouting, the Bronze Cross. The Bronze Cross, as I said, is awarded for saving or attempting to save the life of another at the risk of the Girl Scouts' own life. And Amerie was a 4th grader. She just turned 10 years old. She died while trying to call 911 to get help for her classmates. So from what I've read, it says Amerie was a bright and outgoing 4th grader who loved Play-Doh, playing with friends at recess, and being a Girl Scout. She was proud of the badges that she earned, and she had just completed her Girl Scout bridging ceremony, which from what I remember, I think is when you kind of graduate to the next step. And also she had just received an award for making the A and B honor roll at school. So getting to kind of how I'm honoring her, she wanted to be an art teacher, and her favorite color was purple. She was laid to rest just 3 weeks after her 10th birthday. And at her funeral, many of the attendees dressed in shades of lilac and lavender, which was Amerie's favorite color. So I'm going to do this purple eye look in honor of Amerie. Okay, so I'll just show you what this HipDot collection is with the Girl Scouts. Like I said, this is a very focused, specific video, so if you do have any questions about the actual makeup, just let me know down below, but like I said, the primary focus is to honor her. So there are 2 palettes in this collection. I'm going to be using the, what do they call this, coconut caramel palette. In my region, I think they were more often called Samoas. So from what I understand, there's like 2 different bakers of the Girl Scout cookies, and the name kind of varies depending on that. So I have 2 brushes that I'll use, and then there's 3 different tinted lip balms. So this is the palette that I'm going to be using because it has a purple box, although the actual shades are not all that purple. So it has an outer sleeve that comes off. And like I mentioned before, I will be donating the AdSense from this video, the ad revenue that I get. So to the extent you can, you know, share it with friends or just sit through the full video, I would appreciate it. So me doing this makeup look is kind of extending the length of the video. So I hope you appreciate that. Okay, so this is, oops, there's a little plastic protector over the shades, and then it flips up like so. And you do get a mirror. Ooh, you can see all my monitor and stuff. And then it has the Girl Scout logo and the picture of the cookie. And those are the shades. So you can see, I mean, they might be a tad washed out in the camera, but they're not super purple. I mean, you have some kind of lighter neutral shades, and then some of these more burgundy tones really. And then you have a gray and a black. So I will be using these, but I thought to kind of amp up the purple, I could incorporate another palette perhaps. So I thought I would kind of start to build the look with that palette and then maybe add in some purple using a few different possible palettes. So I do have this Aether Beauty Moonlight Crystal palette, which has some purple shades like that. So I might be using some of those. And I also just got this Rare Beauty palette. This is the Discovery eyeshadow palette Come to Play. I got this in my BoxyCharm Luxe. And this I think has a couple purple shades as well. So I'll just kind of show you what that looks like. So those 3 shades maybe I might dig into. And then finally, because I really wanted to amp up the purple, I purchased the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in Rebirth, partly for the name, just because I think Amerie was Catholic, I think comes from a predominantly Catholic community, and I was raised Catholic. So Catholics don't believe in like reincarnation or anything, but I just think the idea of rebirth is very powerful. I think baptism is actually kind of the rebirth part of it, but anyway, I thought this was a really pretty kind of lilac shade as well, and I do like Danessa Myricks formula. So I think that's kind of the roadmap. I'm basically just doing an eye look here. I guess I'll swatch the tinted lip balms as well, but it's primarily about the eye look. And I didn't put any makeup on before I started filming just in case, but I thought I would go ahead and do my eye look first just in case I'm dealing with purples or some darker shades that might have fallout. So because I'm doing my eye look first, I thought I would start off with these Florence by Mills Swimming Under the Eyes gel pads, which are also purple. So I thought that was fitting. I haven't tried these before. I think I probably got these for free through, I don't know, a gift with purchase or something. I think they're just kind of like silicone, I think they're supposed to be whales. I think maybe I'll do tail end first. I think you can do it either way. And these don't have the type of like cottony texture that sometimes helps to catch any falling eyeshadow. But hopefully this will help contain any fallen eyeshadow, and they also just feel kind of nice and cooling underneath the eyes. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and zoom you guys in here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is take an eye primer. So I've been using the Fenty one. And then sometimes I like to set with a loose powder, whatever powder I'm using, but because this has a lighter matte shade, I'm going to use that on my Sigma E50, like so. And I also did want to mention, I know YouTube does have like a dedicated fundraiser feature, but that is only available if you have over 10,000 subscribers, which I do not. So unfortunately, I'm unable to take that approach. Okay, so this is just kind of setting the primer, giving everything a nice smooth base to blend on. And then I'm going to take my Sonia G Classic Crease Brush, and that first shade, by the way, was called Brave. I did want to mention the shade names because I think they, you know, reflect the young lady we are honoring today. So this is the shade Confident, and I'm just going to place that in the crease as a kind of transition shade. So far, things I think are pretty pigmented, and I think they're blending pretty well. So after I finish the eye look on my lids and remove these eye gels, I seem to have a little bit of a flake there of something. Once I remove those and do my base makeup, then I'll come back underneath the lower lash line and add a little bit of shadow there. Just trying to kind of strategize a little bit. So I do want to feature this palette predominantly. I think I'll go in with Risk Taker next, which is that shade. And so far, I mean, the embossing on those first two shades is definitely still there. I know sometimes with shades that have embossings, you don't really want to disrupt the embossing because it's really pretty to look at, but I'll admit that I do purchase some palettes more for the kind of collector value. And so if, you know, I don't use them or only use them once or twice, it's not kind of the end of the world. I do plan to use this PR box in my beauty closet, which is a Billy bookcase from IKEA that has like doors and shelves in it. I like to kind of swap it out seasonally. So right now I still have Easter, which, what is going on with this eyelid? I don't think that's the shadow's fault. I think that's either the primer or, I don't know if my lid is just a little flaky. All right, we'll just roll with it as best we can. Yeah, so I try to swap it out seasonally, and for March, which is Women's History Month, I haven't actually done a March display yet, but I'd like to do a like women's history kind of girl power type display. So that's kind of what I have in mind. Okay, so I think from this Rare Beauty palette, I'm gonna take that dark matte purple. This is an interesting palette because it doesn't open all the way. But so this is the mini booster from Sonia G, and we'll see how pigmented this is. Pretty sure Selena Gomez is from Texas. I think it's closer to Dallas. I want to say she's from Grand Prairie, which, to be honest, I don't think I've ever been to Texas. So the name of the city doesn't mean a lot to me, but I think that's what I recall from Wikipedia anyway. Okay, so I think that shade added some nice depth, and I'm kind of building up the color slowly. This palette, I think it has a lot of metallic shades. I don't know if I want to dip into that. I might just build this up a bit more, even possibly go in with the black shade from the HipDot palette. But yeah, I think for that palette, I think I needed a little bit more actual purple. And they didn't even focus on the actual colors of the cookie, so I'm not really sure kind of what their inspiration was or what they were going for. Let me know if you're in the US, if you called it a Samoa or a Caramel Delight, where you come from. I was a Girl Scout for a few years. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I made it to juniors. I think I quit before middle school, so I think I was like maybe around the same age as Amerie when I quit. But I remember when I was like, I don't know, younger, going to Girl Scout camp, selling cookies, doing all that. I remember when I was a kid, actually, they had a cookie called the Juliet, which was kind of like a turtle style cookie. Like it had caramel and nuts, but it wasn't based on a shortbread the way that a Caramel Delight is, or Samoa. So it had a little bit more kind of chew to it. This might be a little bit too intense, but we'll blend it out. So yeah, so I think that was my actual favorite cookie growing up. They kind of discontinued it at some point. Boy, we just went super dark in a hurry. Okay, we're gonna have to blend. I think I've seen anyone else review these palettes. I did see Jen Love talk about the lip balms because she is really into kind of like flavored makeup or scented makeup. Going into that purple again, let's see how that does. So she picked those up, and I think she was a little disappointed in yeah, I think that black might have been a mistake. I was trying to kind of deepen it up, but maybe I just could have built up. Okay, so I think this is gonna end up being a pretty kind of smoky look, and I'm leaving the space on the actual eyelid kind of open because I want to put the Danessa Myricks color fix there. I mean, if you really need depth, that's definitely a way to achieve it. And I do have hooded eyes as well, going back into the Rare Beauty palette with this classic crease, just to try and kind of diffuse a little bit. Yeah, so I was saying that I think Jen Love was a little disappointed by the scents or flavors because they were just, I guess, a little bit more kind of generic, like lemon mint caramel, as opposed to being actual like cookie flavored. She said the texture was nice, so I look forward to trying those. Okay, so I think around the edges, I'm gonna go back in with Confident, which is that like peachy shade, and I'm going to use the Jumbo Blender. When I was kind of reading about Amerie wanting to be an art teacher, I kind of wondered if, you know, maybe if she had gotten a bit older, if she would have gotten into makeup, because I know there are quite a few people on YouTube that come from kind of an artist background, even like went to art school or whatever, and instead of like canvases and that kind of thing, they now use their face as their medium. Going back into Brave with that same shade. So I don't want this to turn out looking like a bruise or anything. So hopefully that color fix will really help to kind of offset this kind of face that I've managed to create. So yeah, I would just recommend be very kind of careful with that black if you decide to use it. The black, I'm just barely kind of touching it now, just to try to like balance out. All right, I think that's as good as I can make it given what I've done so far. Okay, so let's try this color fix. All right, so I have here a Refer number 21 brush, and I think I'll start by just squirting a little bit on the back of my hand. I think a little bit goes a long way with these. And using this brush, it's really pretty. It has a bit of a gold reflect, I think. All right, so I'm just gonna use that to bring the fun into this look. I'm trying to kind of keep my eyes as open as I can while this is kind of setting down. Okay, so I think that definitely helps. And because I have hooded eyes, like the sparkle will kind of blend into the crease a little bit anyway. So I just try to like embrace it. And you saw like I did put down like a primer and matte shadows to kind of set everything. So hopefully this will be kind of set. Yeah, I think that's good. I might add a bit of an inner corner highlight once I have the rest of my face done. But I think, you know, an all over glitter look in purple is never a bad idea, right? So with that done, I think I'm going to hop off camera and do the rest of my face. And then I'll be back to finish off the eyes and try out the lip balms. One last thing before I do go that I wanted to mention. I don't see a lot of fallout. So to the extent I was using those darker matte shades, I don't think they showed up on my face really. So that's a good thing. All right, so we're back. So I will quickly run through some of the things that I just applied, but again, everything will be linked down below. So I used the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. I used the Charlotte Tilbury Corrector in the shade 1 underneath the eyes. Also underneath the eyes, I used the KVD Concealer in the shade Light 107. And then I used the Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation in R208. I used the Gucci bronzer in the shade 1, which looks like so. I'm kind of telling you these things out of order. It's just depending on where they are on my desk. I used the Kosas Airbrow in the shade Taupe. I used the KVD Contour in the shade Fair Cool 90. I used that on my cheeks and underneath the chin. I used the Fenty Matchstick in Amber on my nose. Let's see. I used the LYS Powder and Translucent all over the face. And I used the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder underneath the eyes, which looks like so. For blush, I used the Pat McGrath blush in Divine Rose. And then for highlighter, I used the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Multi Glow in Romance Light. And I used predominantly the two lighter shades. I used the Clinique Bottom Lash on my lower lashes. I also went ahead and put some of the HipDot Shadow Confident underneath my lashes. And I also went back into the Rare Beauty palette and used some of this mauve shade. For eyeliner, I used a combination of two really. I used the KVD Tattoo Liner in Trooper and the Lottie London Wing Woman. And I did use liquid liner, by the way, because I think with these kind of more textured glittery shadows, like a liquid liner is just a little bit easier. So I went ahead and did that, and I did use some, I think these are Ardell 110s. I trimmed off a little bit of the outer corner and applied those. But I do have normal mascara underneath. I used the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes, which is also purple. And I think that is it, if that's not enough makeup for you. So let's go ahead and, oh, I didn't use the brushes. I forgot. Oh well, I'll quickly show you these two eye brushes. I mean, to be honest, these don't feel like they're anything special. And I did purchase this whole HipDot PR set from the HipDot website. I think I saw that the palettes and the lip balms are on the Ulta website individually. So if you don't want the full collection and you just want one or two things, maybe you can check out Ulta. But I guess I'll just quickly show you. Okay, so this is like the S'mores brush, which is like a fluffy kind of blending brush. It's synthetic. Not kind of the best quality synthetic brush I've ever encountered, but I do appreciate that they went to the effort of putting on some branding. So we have the Girl Scout logo on the ferrule and Girl Scouts and HipDot on the handle, and then it says Girl Scout S'mores, and I think that's meant to be a little some more there. So that's one of the brushes, and the other brush is the Toast Yay. I don't even know what cookie this is. Not familiar with it. I don't think I bought Girl Scout cookies this last round, so I didn't check out what their like newest offerings are. This is more of a little, it's not quite a pencil brush, it's more of like a dense kind of, I guess, crease type brush. Yeah, okay, so those are the two brushes, and then I'll just quickly show you this other palette. So this is the Thin Mint palette, which like in person it's more of like an olive and an army green, maybe. I don't think it's like the true Thin Mint green. And then we have these kind of neutrals down here. So these shades are called Mint, Sister, Leader, Changemaker, Friend, and Chocolate. I thought it was interesting that two of the shades in this palette were named after flavors, but all of the shades in the Samoa palette are like characteristics. So we have Brave, Confident, Trailblazer, Risk Taker, Kind, and Free. Okay, so those are the palettes, and I'm not sure how much of a difference there will actually be in the color of the three tinted lip balms will be. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those. And these are just kind of in that like cardboard style packaging. These are obviously cardboard as well. They do have a mirror though, and they're magnetic, so there's that. But anyway, this is the shade Girl Scout Lemon. Yeah, and I think I get the tiniest hint of lemon, but if I didn't think it was scented, I might not even notice it. This is Girl Scout Coconut Caramel. It looks like this is made in PRC. This is also made in PRC, if you were curious. So this is caramel. Again, I'm not really smelling a whole lot, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you are super sensitive to scents, you might pick up on it, but I wouldn't recommend purchasing these if the like scent is going to be a major draw for you. Okay, so just to show you the different colors in the tube, I mean, they're all pretty neutral, and because they are lip balms, I'm not sure how much of a difference there will actually be. Okay, so I'll do caramel first. Oh, it's not bad actually. And then I guess I'll do lemon. I mean, it's almost more of a satin lipstick formula. It's not really kind of super like balmy. That is Thin Mint. So yeah, so all pretty nude. I was thinking I might only apply one, but I'll go ahead and apply the others. The actual bullet is plain, nothing, no fancy embossing or anything. All right, so this is lemon. Okay, so as I'm applying it, I think a little bit more of that kind of lemon scent comes out. I mean, does that look like a balm to you? If I knew it was going to be this like texture, I would have probably applied some sort of lip balm while I was doing the makeup. I mean, with that shade, maybe if I had a lip liner, I could make it work, but I don't prefer something that light generally. All right, so that was the lemon shade. I think I'll do Thin Mint next because I do think I might end up with the Caramel Delight Samoa shade. It does feel like the kind of texture that has a fair bit of like silicone in it. I guess I would really say it's not even more of a satin, it's actually more of like a modern matte type texture. So I think they kind of mislabeled these. All right, and then last but not least, we have Coconut Caramel. I don't think, detect any more kind of mint smell or anything as I was applying that one. Okay, so last one here. Again, I'm not really sure what this has to do with like coconut or caramel. It's not the type of color that I would typically go for, but maybe I'll add a little bit of this, lemon on top maybe. Or we could just mix them all together. I mean, it does kind of tie in a little bit to that shade I used up here, kind of, you know, connects the two a bit. Don't think the actual shade, oh, yeah, even if you stick your nose in the shadow, it doesn't really smell like anything. Yeah, I don't think the shadows smell. I don't think they're meant to, but in case you were thinking they might. So yeah, so I think for me, the lip balms would be a pass. Let's see if I can use a lip liner here to bring it back. Maybe I'll try Pillow Talk 2. I think that helps a bit. And let's just totally gild the lily here and let's throw some sparkle on the lips as well. So this is Pale Fire Nectar from Pat McGrath. Again, this is just like a little mini type size. Do I need more blush now is the question. I'm using the monitor as a mirror, so it's kind of throwing me a little bit. Okay, so I think, you know, I'm decently happy with this makeup look. I hope you don't judge my sincerity and intentions based on how the makeup came out. I think the Danessa Myricks Color Fix, wherever I set it down, is definitely the star of the show. So yeah, if I would recommend anything, I would recommend this. The purpose of this video isn't really to recommend anything in particular, but I think that definitely made the look, and everything else is just kind of supporting it. I'd say if you want to pick up one of these palettes for nostalgia's sake, let's see. I think the full collection was like $80 some, which was a little high in my opinion. But if you just want a palette or something, let's see what Ulta has. And I don't recall offhand what like HipDot's free shipping is. I think Ulta's is $35. So it looks like you can get the trio of the lip balms from Ulta for $20, and it has a 1-star rating right now with 2 reviews. The palettes are each $16. So you can't purchase the brushes, but you can get everything else separately. And I think this is where especially it seems overpriced, is because $20 plus $32 is $52. So I was paying an additional like $30 for the box and a couple of not great synthetic brushes. Yeah, $84. There might have been a discount code thrown in or something. You can purchase the brushes separately. On the HipDot website, you get both brushes for $16, and they might have a discount code if you sign up for their email or whatever. Yeah, so that's going to do it for this video, guys. Again, thank you for watching through to the end. If you are still watching at this point, I really do appreciate it. And like I said, I haven't figured out exactly what charity or organization I want to donate to. There's a variety of different organizations out there. If you have any strong feelings about one over another, please let me know down below. I'll probably wait, like I said, for about a month before I figure out how much AdSense this video has and donate so that it can, you know, amass a few views. And like I said, please do share this with your friends so that they can help out as well. And all the affiliate links will be down below if you want to use those, if you're interested in these products anyway. If you're not interested in these products, the best way is just to donate directly to an organization. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new, I do a variety of makeup content on my channel, some of the more kind of traditional videos that you might see on a lot of different channels, but I also throw in kind of more unique videos like this one from time to time. So I hope you will subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and until next time, and I say this very sincerely, especially in this video, I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you soon.